We're live.
Perfect.
Woohoo!
Hi, good morning. Welcome to Saturday morning yoga. Thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. I'm so excited to flow with you today. We're gonna go ahead and get started, sitting in a nice child's pose, sitting our hips back to our heels, opening our knees as wide as feels comfortable for you. Just go ahead and allow the chest to fold down towards the ground. The forehead can come to relax on the ground. Taking a nice deep inhale, maybe allow the gaze to soften or eyes to close here. In a long exhale, pushing all of the air out. Just coming to be present here with your breath. Using your breath to pull you into this present moment, the sound of the breath, the feeling of your body expanding with the breath. Just taking some time to set intention for the practice here, to be mindful with every movement and posture, to be in the moment with you and your body, and to honor your limits, to know when it's gone too far or when you want to push a little bit deeper. Taking another deep inhale here, filling the back body, filling the back ribs. And one more exhale, letting it all go, letting everything else go. Taking an inhale, we're going to activate through the fingertips, lifting the elbows off of the mat, really elongate through the spine here. And we'll walk the fingertips over to the right, breathing into the side body. Exhale, coming back through center. We'll walk the fingertips over to the left, breathing into the side body. Coming back through center here. We're going to gently inhale, lift the hips, releasing the palms down to the ground, just coming to bring the knees right under the hips into a tabletop. We'll inhale, drop the navel down, open the chest, gaze up in our cow pose. On the exhale, tuck the back toes, round the spine, tucking the pelvis, pulling the chin towards the chest for our cat pose. We'll take this movement with our breath, inhaling, opening the chest, and exhaling, rounding out through the spine, separating those shoulder blades far away from each other. Inhale, pull the navel down, gaze up, and exhale once more, round out the spine. We'll return to a neutral tabletop. This time we're going to just focus on the shoulders, just kind of rounding the shoulders where they are. Pressing into the shoulders. Any sort of attention and movement here that feels good for you. And then we'll take some body rolls. With the body, you can kind of just circle it out. Just allow the body to be fluid and free here. Just whatever feels good. Explore. And coming back to neutral. Keeping your hips stacked right over your knees, we'll walk the hands out in front of us, keeping a pretty wide stance with the hands as we gently lower the chest down towards the mat. You can allow the forehead to rest or bring the chin towards the mat and gaze forward for a deeper sensation. Inhaling into the heart space here. And on the exhale, we'll release out of the pose, rounding the spine forward, dropping the hips down. We're going to bend through the forearms, keeping our elbows right under our shoulders in a Sphinx pose. Our heart center pulls between the arms, forward and up, and gaze forward here. We're going to go ahead and take our left knee, bend it, and put the knee in line with the hip, ankle in line with the knee. Our right arm is going to thread under the left armpit, and then we're going to peel open the left arm, coming into a spinal twist. Taking a breath here. Untwisting. We'll press into the left palm, unsweep this right arm underneath of us, releasing the chest down. The right arm is going to come parallel to your shoulder. The elbow is in line with the shoulder, and then the wrist is bent 90 degrees in line with the elbow. We're going to gently press into the left palm, kind of turning onto our right side. You should try to feel a nice sensation through that right shoulder. We'll inhale, come back onto our belly and back into our Sphinx pose with our elbows stacked under the shoulders. Bending the right knee here, bringing it in line with the hip, ankle in line with the knee. We'll take the left arm, thread it underneath the right armpit, and open the right arm out to the side, gazing over the right shoulder here. We're just taking a nice spinal twist. Breathe here. And exhale, release, untwisting, pressing into the right palm, unthread the left arm, and we'll bend it right in line with our shoulder here, 90 degrees. And then rolling on to our left side, we take a shoulder stretch here. I like to bring this top foot way behind me to help me get a little bit more twist, but it'll make it more intense. So just kind of experiment here with what feels good. We'll release, coming back through center here, lying on our tummy. We'll interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale. Pull that fist away from you as you pick the chest up and gaze forward. This is a half locust pose. We're going to experiment with our locust here. You can go ahead and release to the ground. You can just lift the chest in our locust, or if you'd like to try to lift the feet and thighs off the ground as well, add a little bit more intensity. Inhale, we pull the fist back, lift the chest, maybe lift the feet, lift. Activate through with the glutes and the back. Exhale, release down. One more time here. Inhale. Lift the chest, lift maybe the feet. Finding our locust pose. Inhaling and exhaling, breathing. And release down. Wonderful. Just come up onto your forearms once again here. We're going to bend the left knee and try to grab the foot behind us. Start just by pressing this foot down into the glute or even beside the hip. This is a half froggy. On the inhale, we'll press the foot back into the hand and see if we can lift the knee off the ground, coming into a half wheel. Releasing the foot, setting it back down. Let's just take this to the other side, grabbing the right foot with the right hand. First, just press the foot down. You should feel a quad stretch. And then inhale, press the foot back into the hand. Maybe that leg lifts off the ground. Exhale, release here. Finally, we're going to try our wheel pose. It's still pretty early in the practice, so no worries if you can't go very far in it. It'll still be a really good back stretch and strengthening exercise here. You can release the chest down. We're going to try to reach our hands back towards both of our feet, grabbing them at the same time. You can just stay here. It's already opening the chest, just reaching for the feet. If you'd like, you can inhale, press the feet into the hands. Maybe try to lift the knees off the ground, lift the chest, get a nice stretch here. And exhale, release it down. Wonderful. We'll plant the hands under the shoulder. One more back stretch here. We'll inhale, press the chest up and forward, keeping a generous bend in the elbows. If you'd like, squeeze the glutes to protect the back. This is our cobra. We'll come back to this pose throughout the practice. On the exhale, we'll bend through the knees, push the hips back into our child's pose. Relax the back here. Wonderful. We're going to inhale, come up into a tabletop from here. Stacking wrist over shoulders, hips over knees. We're going to pick up the right knee and we'll just start to draw some circles with that knee. Switching directions. Extending the right leg all the way straight. We're just going to pivot this bottom knee so it's pointing backwards. Release the right foot down to the ground so it's pointing towards the long side of the mat, and reach the right arm up. So we're in a gate pose here, assisted kind of side plank almost. And then on the inhale, we'll press up with the body and reach overhead with the left arm. Let's just add some movement here, releasing the left arm down, right arm reaches over. Inhale, right arm picks up, left arm reaches over. One more time, plant the left hand, right arm over. Inhale, right hand comes down the right leg, left hand reaches over. Gazing up under the armpit here. Inhale and exhale, release the left palm down. The right fingertips reach straight up overhead, and we're just going to pick up this right leg off the ground, coming into a half moon here. We'll pivot and return the right hand down to the ground, keeping this right foot elevated. The left knee comes back into place underneath of you. We'll hug the right knee into the chest and step the foot in between the hands. We're coming into a low lunge here, so really try to sit the hips nice and low. You can kind of open the knee and the feet away from each other a bit more to get a deeper stretch. Just try to keep that front knee stacked over the front ankle. If you'd like, you can inhale, sit up, bring your hands to your hips here, get a little bit deeper. We'll return the hands to the mat. We'll inhale. On the exhale, push the hips back, straighten through the right knee, flexing the toes. So we can just add movement here. Inhale, come forward into a lunge. Exhale, push back and straighten. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push it back. Once more, just coming forward, pushing back. In our half split here with the front knee extended straight in front of us, we'll draw that left hip forward so our hips are nice and square. You can stay lifted here, even use some blocks underneath the hands. We'll inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, see if we can fold just a little bit deeper. We'll inhale, lift the body up, come forward back into our low lunge, and we'll slide this right knee back to be underneath of us in tabletop. We'll take it to the other side. Left knee lifts, and we just draw some circles. Switching directions. Wonderful. Extending the left leg straight. You can plant that foot on the ground. We're going to pivot the bottom knee so the toes are pointing behind us, and also plant this left foot, the toes point straight forward. We're going to peel open with the left arm here. Take a nice lateral stretch, arms overhead. We'll inhale, pick up with the body. Left arm traces down the left leg. Right arm sweeps back overhead. Returning the right hand down, reach the left arm overhead. Inhale. Exhale, we pick it back up, stretch down the other way, right arm overhead. Back towards hand, right hand to the ground, left arm overhead. We're just adding some movement here. Inhale, lift it back up, left arm runs down the leg, right arm overhead. Once more here, we're gonna plant the right hand down, reaching the left fingertips up to the sky. Just kind of try to hover the left leg above the ground here, picking it up. From here, we'll return the left hand down to the ground, pivot the knee so it's back in tabletop, keeping the left leg lifted. We'll hug the knee in towards the chest and step that foot in between the hands. Adjust your back knee. Maybe you need to move it back or forward. We'll sit our hips nice and low in our low lunge. You can inhale, lift the body, put the hands on the hips here if you'd like. Might be a little intense. Wonderful. We're going to release the hands here. Inhale, just open the chest, extending the spine long. Exhale, we'll push the hips back, straighten through that left knee. Adding movement, inhale, forward, low lunge. Exhale, push it back, half split. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Forward. And once more, we push it back, keeping that left knee nice and straight if you can. No worries if you need to bend a little bit. Flexing the feet for a nice, more intense sensation. We'll draw that right hip forward. Inhale, elongate through the spine. Exhale, see if you can fold a little bit more. Taking a breath or two in this pose just to release the hamstring. We'll inhale, lift the chest back up, come forward into our low lunge, and slide our foot back into our tabletop position. Let's flow it out from here. We're going to lower our chin and chest towards the mat in our 8-limb pose. On the inhale, we'll pull forward and up with the chest into our cobra. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Exhale, we'll tuck the back toes, lift the hips, and come back into our downward facing dog. Feel free to add some movement here, walking the dog, bringing opposite heel to the ground at a time. Really pressing into the hands. Lift those hips as high as you can. Tilting the pelvis forward here. Breathing nice and deep into the belly. Exhale, open the mouth, let it go. We'll walk our feet up to our hands. Keeping our feet hip distance here, we'll release into a forward fold. Bending the knees generously. We'll catch opposite elbow and hang for a second. Maybe sway it out. On the inhale, we'll straighten through the knees, lengthen through the spine, halfway lifting. Exhale, release, forward fold. On the inhale, we'll bend through the knees, round through the spine as we make our way all the way up to standing, reaching arms overhead. Exhale, release, hands by the side. Wonderful. We're getting a nice little flow going on here. We're going to bring our big toes together, heels apart. On the inhale, sit the hips back, reach the arms by your ears, pressing your knees together here. We're in chair. Tuck the pelvis, gaze up, forward. We'll inhale, stand back up. Exhale, forward fold. Hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to your shin. Exhale, we release, plant the hands, step it back to our plank position. Inhale, we'll elongate through the heels and the head. Exhale, you can drop the knees, or if you'd like to challenge yourself a little bit, take a low push-up. Chaturanga, we bring our elbows into our side, lower down halfway. Inhale, we release the toes, pull the chest forward and up, cobra, or an upward facing dog if your thighs stay lifted off the mat. Exhale, we release, push the hips back into our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Just take a breath in your downward facing dog. Allow those ears to fall away from the shoulders. We're going to inhale, step the right foot to the top of the mat between the hands. The goal here is to try to ground the back heel. The toes are pointing towards the corner of the mat. We inhale, lift up with the chest. Square those hips towards the front. Inhale, reach up, really bend. Try to bend low into that front knee as you can. We'll interlace the hands behind the back from here. We'll inhale, pull that fist down. On the exhale, we're going to allow the chest to fold forward towards the knee. You might not get very far, and that's okay. But try, the goal in the end is to try to get the shoulder inside of the right knee. And we'll try to take that fist overhead. This is our humble warrior. Inhale, we'll come to standing. We're going to step the back foot in like a foot, keeping those toes pointed outward diagonally. Straighten through the front knee, hands on the hips, or interlace the hands to opposite elbow behind the back. Inhale, elongate through the spine. Exhale, we'll fold forward into our pyramid. You can always release the hands here to give you some extra stability. Think about squaring the hips once again. Left hip draws forward, right hip draws back. One more inhale. Exhale, we'll release the hands to frame the foot. We're from here going to press into that standing front foot and lift the toes, the back toes off the mat. We're going to add a little exercise here to strengthen the legs. Bending the back knee and the standing knee, we bring the knee into the standing one and extend it back out. This is like a warrior squat. We bend both knees, bring the back one into the standing one and extend it back out. Bend both knees, bring that extended one into the standing one and extend it back out. Wonderful. Plant the right hand right under the shoulder. Little challenge balance here. We'll try to stack the hips on top of each other, opening the chest towards the long side of the mat, flexing the back toes. If you'd like, you can try to reach the left arm up to the sky in our half moon. No worries if you like to just keep both hands planted. We'll bend into the standing knee here and float this left foot back behind us, coming into a warrior two position. Our hips are open towards the long side of the mat. Front toes stay pointing forward. We bend into that front knee 90 degrees and gaze over the front fingertips. Just take a moment here to settle into your warrior two. Feel the power of this pose. Taking an inhale. And exhale, the right forearm comes to the right knee, right thigh. Then we reach the left hand overhead, side angle. Trying to get nice and low with those hips. Wonderful. From here, we're going to lower the left hand down to the mat, pivot the back toes forward, and reach the right arm up to the sky into a twisted high lunge. Pausing here. Again, just lowering those hips down, bending through the knee. And here, we're going to pivot even more, rolling the back foot onto its outer blade and sweeping this right leg up into our side plank. Holding here for a moment, lifting high through the hips. We'll take the top foot, place it behind the left leg, and lift the hips. Kind of open the chest, reach those front fingertips forward. And exhale, return the hand to the mat, untwist and come into a plank position. From here, we'll inhale, exhale, lower down however you like. Inhale, pull the chest forward and up. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Wonderful. On the next inhale, we'll step the left foot forward, ground the back heel. Inhale, lift the arms up into our warrior one. Squaring the hips forward. Trying to get a 90-degree bend in that front knee. Interlacing the hands behind the back. Inhale, open the chest, pull that fist down. Exhale, see how far forward you can fold the chest. Maybe you can bring that left shoulder by the left knee and push the fist overhead. Inhale, use your strength to come back up standing. We'll step the back foot in like a foot and straighten through the front knee. Hands to your hips or hands grabbing opposite elbows behind the back. Inhale, long through the spine. Exhale, fold forward. Right hip draws forward, left hip draws back. Breathing here. Releasing the hands, placing them to frame the foot a little bit out in front of you. We're going to lift off the back foot and start with our warrior three squats. Bending into the standing leg, we bend the back knee, bring it in, and extend it back out for one. Bending both knees, bring it in, and extend it back out for two. Bend both knees, bring it in, and extend back out for three. We'll place this left hand under our shoulder and turn the hips to stack them on top of each other, making sure those back foot is flexed. stay here, or if you'd like a challenge, reach the right fingertips up to the sky, trying to stack shoulders on top of each other. Bending through that standing knee, we'll ground the back foot behind us, stepping it nice and wide out, and reach the arms into our warrior two. Getting nice and low with that front knee. Try to keep a tucked pelvis here. Gazing over the front fingertips, feel your strength of a warrior. We'll inhale. On the exhale, the left forearm comes to the knee, the thigh, the left thigh, and we reach the right arm overhead. Gaze up under the armpit, our side angle. Inhaling. Exhale, planting the right hand down to the ground. We'll pivot the back toes forward and reach the left fingertips up for a twisted high lunge. From here, we're going to keep pivoting that back foot so that the foot comes onto its outer blades, and this bent front foot is going to sweep back into our side plank. Hold here for a moment. And take that top foot, place it behind the other leg, and lift the hips up. We reach the fingertips towards the top of the mat. It's like a gentle back bend here we give ourselves. Wild bang. And we'll release, bringing the left hand back down to the mat, untwisting into our plank position. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pull the chest forward and up. Exhale, hips back. Downward facing dog. Take a nice deep breath here. We'll lift the heels and walk our feet back up to the top of the mat, standing, bringing big toes together, heels apart. We sit the hips down. Inhale, reach the arms back up into our chair pose, engage through the core, sit nice and low in the hips. And we'll inhale, release to standing. Wonderful. We're going to open our feet as wide as the mat, turning the toes outwards 45 degrees. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. On the exhale, bend through the knees and see if we can sit into a squat. Our yogic squat, using our elbows to push away the knees, elongate, crown of the head reaching high. Nice straight spine here. Try to stay lifted through the pelvic floor. Engage and core engaged. And we'll exhale, release down to a seat, bringing our legs out in front of us. Just gonna check the time real quick. See how much time. Perfect. Okay, from here we're going to come into a boat pose. So sitting on our sit bones, we lift our feet off the ground. You can keep your knees bent here. We're making a V shape with our thighs and upper body. You can bring your arms out in front of you, or bring your hands right behind your hips here to help with this exercise. We're gonna inhale here, exhale, extend long and lower the body into a canoe. The feet and back stay hovering off the ground. Inhale, push it back up, knees towards the chest, lower it down, back up into boat. Exhale, lower it down into canoe. Once more, we lift into boat, lower into canoe, and release onto your back. Planting the feet here, knees pointing up. We're going to just do a little bit more fun exercise, tucking the pelvis, making sure the whole back is on the mat. And planting your hands by your side, we're going to inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips up into a bridge pose. As high as you can, see if you can lift the hips higher. Exhale, release the hips down. Inhale, lift the hips back up into a bridge pose. Make sure you squeeze those knees to get towards each other. Exhale, release it down. Inhale, press once more up into a boat. See if you can really push those hips even higher. Exhale, release the hips down. Wonderful. We'll go ahead and bring our arms in between our legs, grab the outsides of our feet as we just open the legs up into our happy baby pose. Trying to pull the knees down towards the ground, but still open the legs out. Releasing the feet here. We're going to extend the legs straight out in front of us. We're going to come back into a canoe pose from here, kind of hollow shaped body. So we lift the shoulder blades off the ground and lift the feet. From here, we're going to try to push back up into a boat. Feel free to put the hands behind the back like we did earlier. Lower back down into a canoe. Bring it back up into a boat. We're really using our core, bringing your awareness to the core. Lower to canoe. Bring it back up to boat. We lower to canoe. And once more, bring it back up into a boat. We'll release the feet onto the mat. Hands, again, are behind you, if not already. Fingertips pointing forward. We'll inhale, lift the hips. Maybe drop the head back if you'd like, reverse tabletop. On the exhale, we'll lower down and try to bring our hips backwards in between the hands, extending the feet out in front of us. Let's just take a head to toe, reaching the arms up. And exhale, letting the chest fold forward over the extended legs. You can keep a bent knee here to help you fold a little bit deeper if you like. Just inhaling, think about lengthening the spine. And exhale, think about folding deeper. We'll inhale, come back up. We're going to take one leg, let's say the left leg, bring it in towards us, and extend the foot up to the sky, straightening the leg, pulling this leg towards us. We'll release the hands from the foot, still try to hold the leg. Grabbing the foot once again, just gently open this foot out towards the side, towards the left. You don't have to go very far. We'll take this foot now all the way across, planting it outside of the other leg. We're taking a twist here. Inhale, elongate through the spine. Exhale, either hug this knee with your right arm or bring the right elbow outside of the left knee as we twist, gaze over the left shoulder. Just slowing down the breath here. We'll untwist, cross this left knee over the right thigh, bringing the left foot towards the opposite hip. We're in a one-legged shoelace. We'll inhale, elongate again through the spine, and exhale, fold over this extended leg. So this is a half shoelace. Inhaling back up, we'll release this other leg straight. Let's take it to the other side. Grabbing this right foot, bringing it in towards us. We'll extend straight through the right leg. And pull that foot in towards you. Try to keep a straight spine. Releasing your hold of the foot. Just hold this foot elevated. And then we'll grab hold of the foot, open it just gently out towards the right. We'll take this right foot all the way across the other leg, planting it down, setting up for a twist. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist open to the right, taking whatever variation of the twist you took last time, bringing the gaze over the right shoulder, using that supporting arm to keep a nice straight spine. Inhaling, pulling up through the crown of the head, exhaling, twisting a bit deeper. We'll exhale, release, coming forward. We'll cross this leg even more so the knee can kind of lower down. And we're in a half shoelace position. We'll inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold over the extended leg. We're coming to the end of our practice here, so taking these nice last stretching opportunities to slow down the breath. Inhaling back up, releasing the leg here. We're going to come into a little butterfly pose, bringing the bottoms of the feet together, opening the knees out wide. You can take a bind around the feet. Inhale, sit nice and tall. If you'd like, you can exhale, bow forward with the chest. Maybe use your elbows to push those knees further towards the ground. And we'll inhale, sit back up into seated. You can just release your feet into a nice, easy seated pose from here. That's all I have planned for you today. I thank you so much for joining me today on the mat. It's been such an honor to flow with you, and I really hope to do so again. And hope you have a wonderful weekend. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's a bit early today.
Namaste.